Let's make an action scene. Who want it with the boy? Come test me now. With a flick of my wrist, I break backbones and necks. Animal instinct, the game of sinking my teeth. I don't really want no action. Once you see the heat that we packing, take it to the streets. Let's make an action scene.
I'm making this video especially for the YouTube nation, for everyone that wants to know what's going on with Frank Bones. They see me having to grab Nick Rage's jacket, put it to the side. They watch me get in the ref shirt and wear that and have to walk around like that. Well, I'm going to take a shot right here at Dr. Kimora Quinlan and tell her to man up and get the money to buy a ref. You bought all these wrestlers, right? A legend like myself, like Nick Rage, like Tank, like Gree-D. Well, that's what I got to say to you, Dr. Kimora Quinlan. And now on to bigger and better things. Nick Rage, last week, PWS action, you beat me in the first ever hardcore match. And I'm not happy about that. You made me bleed my own blood. And that, sir, you will regret. So I thought of something fun in my own backyard, the boneyard. We're gonna have, if you have the balls to bring your ass to the ring, the first ever first blood match. If you want it, you come get it. I'll be waiting for you.
Nick Rage here, backstage, and I get word that Frank Bones didn't get enough of me in the Mill City street fight. You know, I had to avenge a broken nose, and we all know I'm the soon-to-be PWS champion. And he had to stand right in that ring and raise my hand in that matchup. And boy, wasn't that fun to see the look of disgust on his face, knowing that the Canadian Classic's moving on to the PWS Championship Final. And I'll see Sergeant Tank in that match. And I'll keep that promise from this day forward. I will be that PWS YouTube champion, because that's what I do. But tonight, Frank Bones, you question, does Nick Rage have the balls to step into the ring with you in a first blood match? Pfft, that is right up Nick Rage's alley, son. I'm going to take you out there, and I'm going to blast you with the fist of rage until you're bleeding all over the so-called boneyard. Because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be the rotting, decaying bones from you, Frank, spread all across the ring as Nick Rage, once again, stands victorious. Just like anybody who steps into my path of rage, you will feel one and only thing, and that is devastation. And there you have our matchup is made. Nick Rage will take on Frank Bones in a first blood matchup. Let's enter the ring. Frank Bones, you called me out for this first ever first blood match right here on PWS Action, and here I am in the hardcore ring. And where are you? Your next PWS YouTube champion standing right here. And where are you, buddy? Oh, here comes Frank Bones approaching.
And you don't look happy.
Oh, and here we go. Well, it's Alex Kelly here alongside Michael Ryan. We are calling the highlights of this first blood match. It was so long, PWF officials had to cut it down for content and for time.
And as you know, Alex, this match was just too brutal to even have a referee present. We couldn't put a referee in there and have him be...
I don't think anybody would want to get in between the middle of this one in a first blood match.
Exactly.
It's just too chaotic out there.
And now to the match, and as you see, Nick Rage has full control of what he's doing there.
We did see Frank Bones hit his signature elbow early on, but as you said, Nick Rage took control. But Frank Bones, the fight was very even early on here. Look at this huge body slam.
Right on the barrel, right on the barrel.
And Frank Bones remained in control here, getting up on the cooler. Whoa!
And he came down with a beautiful elbow drop there, Alex.
Right into the ribs of Nick Rage.
But unfortunately, none of that matters. You have to make your opponent bleed. And I think Frank Bones... Here we go. There's a shot to the head. That's what you got to be looking for.
Putting knuckles on skin right there. And now going for the armbar. This is just the hate between the two of them.
Exactly. And that's exactly why this match went on for so long.
They just love to hurt each other. Nick Rage dropping bombs on Frank Bones here. And now look at this, just like we saw with Frank Bones,
Oh,
just concerned with damaging the life of Frank Bones.
I think he really hurt that knee there.
And now Frank Bones got pulled over to this blunder and dropped neck
Dropped him
first.
right on it. He's, I don't know if he's gonna get up from that.
That's what
He
Nick
might
Rage
even be bleeding.
did
We gotta see.
to you.
Yeah, he was down and out after that one right there. Nick Rage. Oh, he doesn't see any blood there.
Nick Rage picking him up. No. He's going for a suplex. Oh, and Frank Bones down.
Beautiful
Flat on his
technical
back.
suplex there. And what is he looking for? Looking for more violence that he can bring to this match.
Oh, got that leg drop.
And Frank Bones is feeling that one. But is he
He's
busted
turned him
open?
over. He's checking.
Damn it.
No, he's angry. He's not happy about that. He wants that blood.
Oh, he had to rain punches down looking for something. And he's just relentless with that toe top.
He's just drilling Frank Bones in the back.
And now, what else does he possibly have in mind here? Uh-oh, wrapping the arm. I think we know what's coming here.
Yep, he's going for that wrecking neck. Oh, right on the cooler, Alex. Huh?
Frank Bones' body bounced.
He looks
off that
like he's
cooler.
knocked out.
And now is this Nick Rage's opportunity? He's got the
Now you're
trash
bleeding,
can on
son.
Frank Bones' head, and he
Now
got
you're
that
gonna bleed.
He
signature
wants
kendo
him to
stick.
bleed.
Oh,
That's the object. Oh, Frank Bones in pain.
He's done.
was there enough friction? Was there a sharp edge on that trash can? Nick Rage not even checking. Oh, just drops another leg, and Frank Bones, my goodness, could have serious neck damage.
Oh, Nick Rage not happy with the results of there being no blood on Frank Bones' face.
He thought he did enough there. From there, he
Is
scooped
he going
Frank
for the
Bones
halo?
up, had him in halo
Oh
position.
no, reversed. And the combustor onto the cooler. But Frank Bones down.
Nick Rage, though, not busted open just yet. He set up the tote and threw Nick Rage head first into it. Nick Rage devastated, taking a lot of head damage now from Frank Bones in the match.
And Frank Bones now just taunting Nick Rage. Taunting him. Oh, came down with a double axe handle.
Sprung right up and came all the way down, crashing into Nick Rage. And it wasn't over from there.
Oh, now he's just beating him. He's beating him to the back, to the head. What's he going to do now? Oh, just kicked it right through him. Sent Nick Rage up.
But it still wasn't over from there. Frank Bones got back up and kneed the toe top into the face of Nick Rage, but as we'll see here, it did significant damage to the knee of Frank Bones.
And at this point, Nick Rage just took control of Frank Bones'
Make sure
knee.
to take out that leg.
Pretty much out of the game.
And Nick Rage is ruthless with that kendo stick. But then he got back on track. He knew he had to make Frank Bones bleed. So he dropped him neck first on the chair. That move coming in very handy in this first blood match. And now it's Nick Rage in possession of the cooler.
What's he gonna do here, Alex?
I know he could do anything. He drops a
Came
vicious
down with
elbow,
that elbow.
razor-like into the forehead of Frank Bones, but no
If
blood.
there's anything that will do it, you know it's those elbows, Alex.
We've seen in many UFC events, those will cut you
Taking
wide
his
open.
shirt off. Oh, came down with another forearm to Frank Bones' face. This could do it.
Oh!
Oh, oh my! But Nick Rage not happy with the results once again.
He feels he should have had him busted open by now, but both these men very, very tough. And look at that! Wow! Nick Rage constructed some sort of...
He just whipped him into whatever concoction Nick Rage made.
all of those items, then trying to drive that garden tool into Frank Bones' head, but it still wasn't enough. Just chaos in this match, Mike.
Yeah, it went on for quite some time.
Sometime. It was the better part of an hour. We had to cut it down, and look at
Oh
that.
my!
Nick Rage's head bounced off that toad, and then Frank Bones was back in the driver's seat. Kendo stick to the leg, a little revenge.
Oh man!
And now driving it, trying to bust open Nick Rage.
Well, Frank Bones at this point, he was too beat up. He had to just try to work on Nick Rage and just the head to try to get him to bleed.
Have to. Whipping him with that. And then look at that.
Fist of Rage right through the PWS lid into Frank Bones' face.
Frank Bones set right back
Here
to
in the
start.
camera.
Oh! Wow.
Oh, I don't know how much Frank Bones can take. And then a thundering shot by Nick Rage.
How was Frank Bones not busted open by that?
The little sidewalk slam onto the cooler.
And then from there, yet another elbow. Nick Rage had put a lot of stock into those elbows in this match, but it hadn't paid off.
Both men could barely stand by this point, Alex. It got tough. I mean, they were using all their will, all their might that they could muster up to take one another out.
Frank Bones, out of desperation, jumped off those coolers, knocking Nick Rage into all the chairs and all the weapons behind him, and then a drop toe hold there. But that bad knee comes back into play and costs Frank Bones a big DDT.
Frank Bones at this point was favoring that leg so great. He went for a big splash and then delivered it to Nick Rage.
And that was a risky move with the hurt knee, but Frank Bones was doing anything he could.
Oh, Nick Rage caused that cooler to come down on Frank Bones. And now the cold shoulder sends him on his back.
Nick Rage back in control of this one. Opened up the cooler, and he had a surprise for Frank Bones.
And once again, he's got them knuckles, Alex.
Those custom-made knuckles, specifically made for punching Frank Bones.
Made him bleed last time in the Mill City street fight.
And we know Frank Bones was extremely angry with the words of Nick Rage bringing up his family in that match, and that's why he demanded this first blood.
Yeah, that's something that you just don't do, Alex, is bring up somebody's family. I mean...
Then that's what happens. You get the twister time on the toe top.
Oh, and Nick Rage with those jabs. Frank Bones didn't want much of it.
How was Nick Rage not busted open after that twister time on the toe? He came back to hit that huge spine buster, too.
Now he's pretty much got him in the top mount standing position, drilling shots into Frank Bones' face.
But it's not what he wanted. He wanted to hit him with those brass knucks.
And there they are.
Well, look at Frank Bones.
Oh, he ducks a fist of rage into the spontaneous combustion. And now he's doing anything he can do to try to get those brass knuckles off of Nick Rage's fist.
Yeah, that weapon is a game changer in a match like this. Very easy to bust your opponent open with a pair of brass knuckles.
Since Frank Bones found him in between his legs, he's standing up. He got him on. Oh, and he just cracks Nick Rage down to the ground.
Knocked him right out of the ring.
And then a flying punch off the cooler.
Almost a fist of rage there from Frank Bones.
Frank Bones flipping him over. He lifted his arm up. He got excited. He's drilling Nick Rage over and over.
Piston-like right hands to the face of Nick Rage, and oh, that is it.
I think he did it, yep. That he got him.
The blood is flowing from the forehead.
And now
Nick
he's
Rage.
just choking him. Why don't he let him go, Alex? Oh, thank goodness.
This one is finally over. And as you can see, Frank Bones picks up a big win. But what about Nick Rage's title match?
Well, he's going to be in rough shape for that, Alex.
And the finals are set. Sergeant Tank faces Nick Rage for the PWS YouTube Championship. And you can see that match right here on YouTube, December 26th, in the Championship Tournament Finals. We'll see you in the ring.